What if Kratos had a third son who would possibly be the next main villain in the God of War series? Hello and welcome to my channel Mournvil, where I make God of War theories. Before we begin, keep in mind this is all just my speculation, and there are no leaks leading up to it. But the reason I am making this video is because there is a huge possibility of that happening, and I am pretty sure people would love to see another father-son quarrel. But before we talk about it, make sure to subscribe to my channel. We are halfway done towards the goal of 2,000 subscribers, so make sure to subscribe and press the bell icon. Now, without wasting any more time, let's get into the video. Now, for context, we are gonna call Kratos' second son Theron, just so the video doesn't get confusing. Now you might be wondering, who exactly is Theron? Well, Theron is the son of Kratos and Aphrodite. I was gonna make another video about how some of the Greek gods can return in the next God of War game, and Aphrodite was on my list, but then I remembered the bridges outside her chambers are destroyed, and she was trapped in her room, meaning she could not escape. Since Kratos was the last person who visited her, she got pregnant with his child and gave birth to Theron, a demigod who is 75% god and 25% mortal. Theron grows up seeing nothing else other than the destruction caused by his father. Now, Theron is growing in age, and Aphrodite would start to succumb to illness and die because her realm is dying due to Kratos' rampage. Nothing happens to Theron because of his 25% human genes from Kratos. As we know, Kratos released the power of hope to the rest of humanity, so those human genes are what is keeping Theron from dying, as Theron possesses a tiny bit of the power of hope. But after the death of Aphrodite, Theron would grow to hate Kratos for what he had wrought, and Theron would set out on a journey to face off against the father who had abandoned him. Theron needs some weapons. How else would he face his father? If you remember, all of Kratos' weapons lay there on top of Mount Olympus still. These include the blades of Exile, claws of Hades, bow of Apollo, the head of Helios, Nemean's cestus, Nemesis' whip, golden fleece, and the wings of Icarus. Theron could reinforce those weapons using the Forge of Hephaestus. If you remember, the soul of Hades is still trapped in the claws, so Hades can fuel Theron's anger towards Kratos even more. That's it for the beginning of Theron's journey. But now, the question is, how would the game introduce Theron? For that, I have 3 versions. In the first version, Theron would be traveling alone and would come across Atreus. Theron would sense Kratos' blood running through his body, and then Theron would become the main antagonist of Atreus' journey. He would be a recurring boss and would return several times in a few games. In the second version, Theron would go straight to fighting Kratos, and he would be a returning boss, just like in the previous version. But in this case, Theron would find out about Atreus and would then go for him. The game would revolve around Kratos running after Theron to save Atreus from any harm. In this version, Theron would be much like Baldur and would be a crazy recurring boss. In my third version, Athena would notice a powerful surge of energy coming from Greece. She would go to investigate it and find Theron. She would promise him his revenge on Kratos only if he agrees to help her. I like this third version the most out of the other 2, as it brings back the concept of father versus son from the old Greek games in a unique way and creates the same dynamics for Kratos' kids as he had in his childhood. Theron would have a resemblance to Deimos, where he was trapped for most of his life. Atreus, on the other hand, got to grow up in a better environment. But just like Kratos and Deimos' fate, Theron would end up becoming their ally and forming a bond with Atreus. However, soon after, Theron would end up dying to the Egyptian gods while journeying with Atreus. As I said before in one of my videos, the Jotunheim mural is still possible to take effect in the future. It is possible that the Norse world falls to the Egyptians, and Kratos ends up dying as a result. Atreus would then lose everything, and he would be filled with rage, becoming worthy to be called the son of the ghost of Sparta. If you guys enjoyed this video, then make sure to like. Let's aim for 1,000 likes, and comment what you think. Should a character like Theron be introduced in the next game? If you are interested in God of War theories, then check out these videos. With that, I will see you guys in the next video.